Next on the Right Show on Record, we are joined by a life coach, mindfulness practitioner, and a guide for people seeking clarity, balance, and a deeper meaning in their everyday lives.
Mindfulness comes in because you are connected, you are in touch with what you're meditating on. Doesn't mean that you're not distracted. It just means that you're present.
He has spent years helping individuals reconnect with themselves through practical meditation tools, grounded spirituality, and a thoughtful understanding of the human experience.
That's why social media is so powerful now, because it demands attention. When you're focused and you're present in your daily life, in those moments that there are many distractions or many noise, you can still maintain the same composure despite what's happening outside.
In this conversation, we will explore how to live more mindfully, how to navigate stress and overwhelm, and the simple habits anyone can start today to build a better, more intentional life.
If I'm not doing anything, if I'm just sitting in my home, then that's the devil's workshop. The idle mind is the devil's workshop. Mindfulness is also realizing that our nervous system has a gas and a brake. The modern world wants us to press on the gas every day.
Let's welcome to the Right Show on Record, Enzo Armovit. Welcome to the Right Show, bro. A coach. We'll talk about being mindful. Ano ba? Marami tayong mga pag-uusapan, no? And gusto ko muna malaman, what is mindfulness meditation? Ano bang ibig sabihin nito? Kasi first time ko ma-encounter yan. Na ang alam ko kasi mga life coach lang. And walang mindfulness meditation coach. You are a mindfulness meditation coach. First, ano po ba ito and ano po ba yung benefits nito?
Alright, thank you. I just want to break it down, JV.
Okay.
Let's start with meditation. Diba? The usual conception of meditation is that we're sitting still, doing nothing. Diba? Tsaka, ideally, wala tayong iniisip. But that's not practical. It's also not that easy nowadays. Daming noise Diba? So, meditation is basically focusing. You have an object of meditation. Right? So you can meditate on, let's say, your next talk, or you can meditate on your next article, or even just meditate on the moment you're having with your friend. So, mindfulness comes in because you are connected, you are in touch with what you're meditating on, right? Doesn't mean that you're not distracted.
Yeah.
It just means that you're present. So that's the key word there with mindfulness.
You have your focus.
Yes, presence.
Okay.
Presence. I put my phones there behind me. They're not in my pocket.
Okay.
You see? So my phones are on vibrate, but they will still bother me. I know that. I know myself.
Yeah.
Diba? I'm aware of myself. So I put it aside. Because my intention now is to be here with you.
So that's being mindful.
That's being mindful. That's still meditative. Diba? Because nothing else will distract me. I make sure.
What are the benefits of being mindful or mindfulness?
Well, first and foremost really is emotional resilience. Right?
Emotional resilience.
Okay, what do I mean by that? What I mean is that when we're distracted, it's not only our mind, but it's nadadala tayo sa emotions. Di ba? Nagre-react tayo. Kung ano-ano man sinasabi ng mga kaibigan natin, mga kasama natin, mga nakikita natin sa social media, sa news, it demands emotion from you, right? And that's the currency today of attention, right? That's why social media is so powerful now, because it demands attention, right? So when you're focused and you're present in your daily life, in those moments that there are many distractions or many noise, you can still maintain the same composure despite what's happening outside. Diba? Kung may distraction man o wala. And you maintain that clear mind. A lot of people who react, they're no longer autonomous. They are, in that moment of reaction, a slave to their emotions instead of the master. Right? So, this is where I'm getting into emotional mindfulness now. Meaning that our emotions are there to inform us. They're there to guide us. And in some instances, di ba bro, to protect us. Right? That's what anger is for. Especially if you're a man. Di ba? And there's value in all those emotions. This is holistic wellness. That we have a healthy relationship to our emotions. Again, what does this mean? We're the master. We maintain being the master. We're not the slave.
Of our emotions.
No. Diba? When someone triggers you, usually...
When you say we're not slaves of our emotion, meaning hindi tayo
we
dapat reactive?
Yes. And we don't get swayed. And we don't make major decisions based on an emotional day or an emotional, di ba,
Or
moment.
current emotion.
Yes.
So no knee-jerk reaction.
Yes. That's when people mostly regret what they do after.
Yeah.
And they only realize it
Kaya sinasabi,
after the fact. Tapos na.
may kasabihan, Enzo, di ba,
Oh.
na huwag kang magdedesisyon kapag galit ka.
Tama.
Di ba?
That's what I
Yun
yeah.
yung mga, I mean, I'm just lemonizing your, kasi,
Yeah, of course.
Kasi, just to help our viewers and listeners understand your, lang, no? So, wag magdedesisyon kapag galit, wag kang magdedesisyon kung ano yung habang ikaw ay nasa state of emotion na hindi normal, hindi regular.
Yes.
Right?
Tama. Hindi, we're not in equilibrium.
Yes.
We're not balanced.
Yeah.
Diba?
Okay. Coach, we live in a time where people are constantly overwhelmed.
Yes.
Right? Family pressure, notifications, work deadlines, global problems, political problems. Di ba? Dami nating problema. Pati yung mga tax natin, pinoproblema natin. Siyempre, of course, kailangan naman talaga bantayan yon. And yet, we hear more people say they feel disconnected from themselves. Why do you think modern life makes it so easy to feel lost or disconnected? And what is happening internally when people say, I'm overwhelmed?
Thank you. I love that question. So, let's tackle the first one, diba?
Why do you
The
think
disconnection.
why do you think modern life makes it so easy to feel lost or disconnected?
Well, let's tackle modernity. I'm a philosophy graduate,
Okay.
so I'm gonna inject a little more thought into this, right? The modern world and, diba, the paradigm of modernity, it really boils down to the concept of private property, ownership, not just of things, but even if it's not written, diba, of people. Ownership of people. What do I mean by this?
Explain mo lang
Yeah.
Just, ako kasi,
people lose their autonomy in this context of the modern world because we are presented always with choices, right? But the illusion there is that we have to make the choice and we have to do it now. You have to pick a side now.
Okay.
Diba? Now. People demand that you have to make the choice without even thinking, without even going back home to yourself, rechecking your values and if they're aligned with your actions and your decisions today. Diba? So everything is moving too fast also. I think that's another thing about modernity. And the convenience, the technological advancements, it doesn't just make everything fast, but it's also making everyone lazy. You know, lazy to think. We like just being told what to think. We just like, or are used to at least, being told what to believe. It's more convenient eh.
Okay.
So we don't need to set aside an extra time to really think for ourselves.
Okay.
So
That's the reason why you feel.
what does that insight in you? Or how do you feel about that?
Personally, that medyo complicated for me. Parang you have the point na ako kasi pag sinabi mo kasi modernity, ang iniisip ko is that the change of time, no? Kasi our time is really not just getting modern but fast-paced.
Yeah.
Technology, not only technology-wise, no? But also pati tayo sa ating sarili, no?
Yung pang-araw-araw natin.
Yung pang-araw-araw
Diba?
natin, hindi na ito yung hindi na yung simple or yung payak na pamumuhay na meron nung nakaraan, no? That's why nag-change din tayo.
Kasi doon tayo lumaki.
Oo. So
Nung simple pa.
Correct. I mean, I'm trying to understand lang your point lang na modernity is the main cause of this feeling lost or feeling disconnected no ng karamihan. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Na because of the change and the problema nito because nasasanay tayo sa pagiging komportable, pagiging convenient na mga pamamaraan. We people, ang tendency natin mga tao, wala na tayong effort na mag-isip. Kinukulang na tayo ng effort na maging critical.
Yes, critical thinking.
Di ba? Sometimes. Discernment.
And even intuition.
Yes, intuition. Diba? Correct. Because feeling na, sige, for example lang ngayon may AI na tayo.
Oo.
Magtanong ka lang sa ChatGPT, sasagutin yan. Di ba?
Dati magla-library ka pa.
Oo. So, modernity, the change of technology, the change of our daily routines and our daily practices.
Yeah.
Yung mga workflows natin, nagbabago because of the modernization, modern technology. Correct ba yung point ko, Coach?
Yeah. I'd like to follow that up with your second question about feeling lost.
Yeah.
Okay? The effect of feeling lost.
What's having internally when people say, I am overwhelmed?
Yeah.
That's the second question.
Yeah.
Ano yung nararamdaman? Ano yung nangyayari sa loob-loob parang isang tao, not just sa damdamin, sa isip?
Yeah. Okay. What happens then, 'di ba? With the fast pace and also the expectations of us, which are also constructed and sometimes even self-constructed, 'di ba? What happens is we're always rushing. Brother, 'di ba? We're always rushing, parating nagmamadali. Parating naghahabol sa trabaho, sa schedule, sa chores. And because of this, even weekends, we have to catch up with something that we couldn't do in the week because I have my job, let's say, or my career. What happens is there's no more weekends. There's no more Sunday really. Naghahabol pa rin yung tao kahit linggo. That's not how our parents used to live. That's not how our grandparents used to live also. Right? And let's say it's different, but I haven't said anything about it being bad. Let's not judge, diba? We're being aware of the difference right now.
Yeah.
And how it's affecting people internally. Yung pag-overwhelm rin, I think it's also a product of people displacing their value externally. What do I mean by this?
Displacing their value externally.
Yeah.
What does it mean? What's your point?
People who are always chasing, they're always they always have to be working towards something.
Maybe
Let's try to understand these notions.
Can we,
Diba? I'm not, if I'm not doing anything, if I'm just sitting in my home, then that's the devil's workshop. The idle mind is the devil's workshop. We've heard that already, I'm sure. This is, for me, I'd like to challenge that. Because for me, as a mindfulness coach, right, my value is in rest, actually, not productivity. You want productivity, you can go to an executive coach. You can go to a business coach. They'll teach you to be more productive, if that's what you want. In terms of my experience with clients, I work with people who don't know what it's like to rest. Or if they try to rest, if they try to have a weekend.
or if they have problems
Yeah,
sa pagkakaroon ng rest.
yeah,
Yun yung madalas na
yes,
na issue sa clients mo.
yes. And really their attitude towards rest. They don't allow themselves to rest. And when they try to, they're not used to it na, let's say, kahit 2 oras na nakahiga sa kama, gising pa rin yung utak. Yung katawan bagsak na. Yung utak nasanay na gising. Kaya hindi nakakatulog. Right? So, mindfulness is also realizing that our nervous system has a gas and a brake. The modern world wants us to press on the gas every day. And we only get that break when we get in bed, let's say. That's not true rest, brother. That's not true rest. And being lost, I want to go back to that, diba? I would argue, you're not who you want to be next year. You're also not your trauma, your childhood trauma, secretly pulling the strings of your reactions today. You are here and now.
Meaning?
We are here. We're always here.
So,
We're not tomorrow.
we
Saan ka ba ngayon?
so wag mong
Diba?
iisipin muna yung future.
So
are you
It's not about never thinking of the future. Of course, we need to plan, diba?
Yeah.
Of course, we have our goals.
yeah.
But we need more than ever now a real lunch break. A lunch where you're not eating your next meeting.
Okay.
We're not eating our next project or our next engagement. We're eating our lunch,
Enjoy what is now.
right?
Parang ganon.
You're not eating with your laptop open. You're not eating with your phone in one hand and your spoon or your fork in the other. That's not mindfulness anymore. Why? Because you're multitasking. So we only have one attention.
So what
We only have one locus of our attention. And when we divide, we're not just compromising memory, but we're compromising quality of our tasks.
So,
diba?
but in the corporate world,
Yeah.
no, sa trabaho, professional context, no, madalas nangyayari yun eh. Kumakain ka, nagtatrabaho, naka-laptop, nagko-coffee,
Yeah.
multitasking ka. Right?
Ilang bagay yun, di ba? Tatlo.
Di ba, ang dami, nagsi-cellphone ka pa. So, ano yung tingin mong effect nito?
Well, it's really that you go back home and then you ask yourself, ano ba talaga ginawa ko today? Ano ba talaga ginawa ko? Most people, they're so divided during the day that they don't even remember what they did. Or you ask them, anong kinain mo today?
But
Naalala ko eh.
what if kung sa ganong paraan, sa ganong setup, na kung multitask sila, naging productive naman sila?
Yeah, of course. That's the illusion of productivity. The task is done, but let's see, is the quality there? Or in eating their lunch, did they really eat their food? Let me tell you something, brother. There's studies now na nagpapakita na pag kumakain tayo, tapos yung pakiramdam natin habang kumakain tayo, stressed, halos walang nutrients na pumapasok sa ating cells na madadigest ng system natin. So, the eating is not just in the body. It has to be in the mind. We have to be present with our food, with our nourishment.
What do you mean by present with your nourishment? Meaning you enjoy it?
Yes.
Halos
Yeah.
tutok ka lang doon? Focus ka lang doon?
Yeah.
Ganun ba yung point mo?
Yeah, and we really taste our food more. We taste our coffee more.
Because kung hindi...
Because we only have one locus of attention. That's why. We don't have two attentions. We only have one.
So if you have
Yeah.
other task while eating, ang effect ay...
You're not gonna be nourished and you're not gonna taste your food.
Oh, really?
You'll taste it a little.
Even if you had...
Yeah.
Ano?
But the presence, diba, of attention, when it's whole, when it's 100%, 100%, diba, 70 is never gonna be 100. 50, let's say, diba, laptop, pagkain, 50-50. 50 is never gonna be 100.
No.
It's simple math, diba?
But what if the quantity is still the same?
Quantity of the work or the
food?
Yeah, so it's really not about the quantity. That's the thing. It's about the presence. Let me cite an example. No, there was an experiment done with 2 control groups of mice. One group was fed toxic food, right? Let's say junk food in their terms. Pero wala silang kaaway na ibang daga. Diba? The other control group, may kaaway sila. Pero, mas healthy yung pagkain na binigay. The first group, who had junk food, actually received more nutrients. This was measured in the system of the mice. Actually received more nutrients from that junk food than yung may kaaway sila over healthy food. Right? So it says a lot about not just what you eat, but the condition, the state of your mind, and your emotional state while you're eating. Eating a meal is supposed to shift our nervous system from sympathetic to parasympathetic, meaning the rest response, not the fight or flight. But when we're stressed with deadlines, when we're stressed emotionally with other things, even a stressful conversation over a meal, 'di ba? Kaya minsan sinasabi nila, wag muna natin pag-usapan 'yan, kumakain tayo eh.
Yeah.
There you go. That's where that notion is coming from. Because intuitively, we feel that the meal is not good if it's shared
Nawawalan ka ng gana.
over a bad energy. Negative energy.
Yung iba nga, nawawalan ng gana, di ba?
Oo,
Minsan
kasi
ayaw na kumain kapag...
because their nervous system
heavy.
isn't sympathetic. It's
Yeah.
fight or flight pa rin. That's why wala silang gana. That's why they can't rest also. They go back to bed, they're still sympathetic. They're not parasympathetic. They're still fight or flight. That's why their mind can't rest.
Magandang payo yun, ha? Kasi
Yeah.
ngayon, sabi ko nga,
Mindful eating.
dahil sa pag-evolve ng technology ngayon, lahat naka-cellphone na, bago kumain, pinipicturean yung pagkain, o di kaya nakatabi pa rin yung cellphone habang kumakain.
Ayan.
Di ba?
Diba?
So, hindi naging mindful. There's no quality time with your family, quality time with yourself also.
Yeah.
Di ba? Sa pagkakain.
Yeah.
No? So
going back to your last question, they're lost. They're lost in the future. They're thinking of possibly in the back of their mind, they're thinking, oh, what if di ko masubmit to on time? What if ayaw ni boss, di pala niya, They're giving that energy
Pero
to their
paano?
food while eating the food.
paano ka
Yeah.
mag-tune out sa ibang bagay just to be mindful sa pagkain? Paano?
That's a good question. So, when I coach people on mindfulness, I don't teach them first how to meditate, how to sit still and do nothing. That causes anxiety for people now. Di ba? Actually, what we need to do is we need to move slow. And we need to do simple tasks slower. Let's say, when you're brushing your teeth, recognize the speed at which you're brushing and are you rushing from that? When you're cooking your food or heating your food, while you're waiting for your food to be heated, are you going to look at your phone just because, diba? It's a habit.
Yeah.
Or are you going to watch your food before it burns?
Yeah.
It's practical, right? And we have to start with simple things. Even how we walk. Pag naglalakad tayo, diba? Let's say you're walking from point A to point B.
Yeah.
How much of it are you rushing? How much of it are you really present with your steps? That you're not just enjoying getting to your destination, you're enjoying having the walk first. Right? You're living that moment deeply. And that actually recharges you, not just emotionally, but mentally. Your focus, your awareness, and your presence. Start with simple things, like a few steps.
Okay.
Diba?
A lot of people believe that mindfulness means long meditation, right? Or peaceful environments, which most people or most Filipinos don't have, right? Busy schedule, magulo yung pamilya, traffic, stress, magulo yung politika. Ngayon, how can an ordinary person practice mindfulness within a hectic lifestyle?
We need to start saying no. We need to start saying no to that lunch. My friend just wants to bring me out. Or, iniimbita lang ako uminom mamayang gabi kasi weekend. We need to start saying no to other things so we can start saying yes to ourselves. So we can start having that sunrise in the morning with my coffee. A lot of people just see that as a luxury, but you just need to sleep early and get up early. And then you can have that moment without your phone. We need to start having boundaries. If you say yes to everything, to everyone, right? Every opportunity, that's actually saying yes to what's outside you and not what's in you. Hence, feeling lost or diba?
Disconnected.
Yeah, disconnected with the self.
Okay.
Diba? So, moments with the self. Moments where I can be alone habang tahimik pa sa umaga or kahit sa gabi, isang oras, sara ko na yung phone ko, babasa na lang, magja-journal. Small habits, really. This is how people can start. And that depends on you. What habits work for you? What small things that you know you would enjoy, even just with yourself.
Yeah.
Diba?
Okay. What does micro-mindfulness look like in real life? You know, micro-mindfulness.
Yeah. Micro-mindfulness, it really looks like you're the only person walking slow in a busy street.
Wow.
It looks like
Lalim naman.
it looks
Enzo.
like every time you pick up your glass to drink water, even if it's just water, you're using two hands. You're not divided. You're using two hands. I can drink like this. I have a handle, diba? And I can hold my phone like this and drink like this.
Okay.
But I'm not minding what I'm drinking. I'm not minding the water. So it's I think it's about taking it slow, a little slower than everyone else. That's the illusion also that being first wins the race. Being fast always wins the race. That's not true, actually. That's not true because every time, if you're fast in every race, maubos ka rin eh.
Correct.
We're not unlimited. Eventually,
Mapapagod ka.
eventually mahuhuli ka rin. Diba? So it's about also recognizing that battery that you have. Maybe yesterday, drained ka. So you want to have a good night so that tomorrow, you know that you put in the work to have more energy than you did today. So it's really about being aware of our body and the energy that we have in our body compared to, let's say, when we woke up this morning or compared to tomorrow morning after a night of drinking. Just being aware of how we feel and how much more we can still do or not. Diba? A lot of people don't have that practice of just 5 minutes after lunch, check in with yourself or, alam mo yan, idlip muna. Tapos, ano man lang, just feeling your body. Kung saan masakit, saan ba mahapdi.
Okay, speaking of body,
Diba?
no,
Yeah,
body
go to the
signal.
body.
Signals. You often say the body catches up or speaks before the mind even catches up. Right? So many people push through stress until they break down. Kasi hindi na nila iniisip yung body nila eh. Diba? Now, what physical or emotional signs should people watch out for that
Nice.
indicate deeper mental or spiritual fatigue?
Good question. That's a great question. One thing is back pain.
Ooh.
A lot of people now have constant back pain. And that's actually, especially if it's in the lumbar spine, lower back.
Uy,
Diba?
lagi masakit yung dito ko.
Diba? That's a sign of burden. Marami tayong kinakarga or at least marami tayong feel natin, diba? Marami tayong kailangan gawin na hindi pa natin ginagawa. I'm not enough. I'm still not enough. I still have to do this before I'm enough. I still have to do this before I prove my worth, my value. We were already valuable. We were already innately, diba, unique and loved even before you and I started doing any of this stuff. Diba? As a child, we have no shame. We give love openly. We smile to every stranger because we're still connected with that fullness of just being, that I'm enough. Diba?
That's the emotional sign.
And that's but the emotional sign is like, especially and let's go back to the body, no? Maybe
If we
sadness.
have back pains,
Yeah.
that's for the
That's
physical.
burden, yeah.
Then how about for the emotional signs?
Well, emotional signs, you can still really you can feel that in your body. Let's say kung namatayan ka.
You'll
Diba,
be
syempre mabigat sa
sad.
dibdib.
Yeah, sad.
So it's here. It's actually here in the chest, sadness. Also under the eyes. Exhaustion and sadness. Right? Those are the telltale signs. What
yung
else?
mga indicators
Yes.
that you are
What else?
having mental or spiritual fatigue.
Let's say anxiety.
So anxiety is not only a mental health.
Of course, anxiety,
Crisis.
you feel it in your body. It's, diba, it's all connected. I have I'm gonna post a reel about this soon, actually. Anxiety is basically just our mind rehearsing over and over again the worst possible outcome that could happen. A lot of people are worried and giving too much energy on the worst possible outcome that would happen, that their body starts to believe the mind, and their body already feels that it's there in the moment. It's already happening. That's why napupuno yung tao, tapos nagka-crash na lang sila, nagkaka-anxiety attack,
Yeah,
they
nag-break
break down, right? They're not aware of it while it's still building up. But once it's there and once it's so powerful enough, rehearsing it in the mind, that the body starts to feel like it's real. We can't move. We're back in the fight or flight response. Some people go crazy. Some people shut down and don't talk and stay in their bed for days.
So that's worse.
Well, diba? To each his own eh. But the point is, you're not well.
Correct.
And it's because your mind has allowed, diba? Allowed the projection of the worst possible outcome to be real. Our mind is making our body already live in that constructed reality, that false reality, where the worst possible outcome isn't even happening yet. And chances are, it won't. We're just so invested in the result too much. People get so invested in the result too much that for them, it can't go any other way. Or else. Or else. And what? Or else what? I think for people that deal with anxiety and the what if questions, di ba? Parang what if, ano itong mangyayari? Oh my gosh, what if ganitong mangyayari? Hindi matutuloy yung plano, yung project, what if? The anxiety will always cause you to get stuck in the what if. You live in the what if and you never answer it. You
So
never
what
find that realistic answer.
So ano dapat gagawin?
You answer it. Answer the what if to yourself. Answer it to
How?
yourself.
Paano
Chances are, if it's the worst possible outcome, which is highly unlikely, you have an answer to it.
if you are
People are
anxious,
they're just not used to answering it.
but
Diba?
but anxious people have maybe wala sa tamang state of mind to find an answer.
Oh no, I'm not saying the answer to the problem, but the realization that what they're projecting is highly unlikely. Again, worst possible outcome. It doesn't always go that way.
Okay.
But people are too invested in the result that they can't deal with the possibility. There's still a possibility, right? So they can't integrate that and move forward. They're worrying too much.
I'm sure a lot of
Worrying
people
too much.
are interested to know.
Yeah.
Kumbaga, what are the first aid? Ano yung una mong response if in case you have an anxiety attack?
Yeah.
Right. Ano yung
Yeah.
ano mo?
I can teach few techniques, mostly really with the breath. You need to slow down your breath. If there's one technique I'd like to share here, it's really slowing down your exhale. When you can
Slowing
lengthen your
down the
when you can lengthen the exhale,
It's like parang meditation is siya.
right? When you can lengthen the exhale, you're already relaxing your nervous system little by little. And
Is that effective?
yeah, and breathwork is free. Right? The breath is our friend. It's always there, and the breath can actually be manipulated to do what we need. To give us more energy or to put us to sleep. To calm us down or to pump us up for motivation before a speech. There are many ways to manipulate the breath. Diba? The breath is our life force. It gives us life. Right? So, and we can breathe in different ways. Swimmers breathe differently because they're underwater. Runners breathe differently, right? So, whether or not you're exercising, you can always lengthen your exhale, especially if you need to relax. So that's a good technique for anyone.
Let's go to overthinking. So overthinking is now almost a default setting, right? People replay scenarios,
most people.
imagine worst case scenarios, and drown in what ifs. You mentioned
Yes,
earlier what
yeah.
ifs. From your understanding of human psychology and spirituality, why do people overthink?
It's really that they're overly concerned with the result. They're too attached.
Pressure?
Yeah, they're pressured. They're too attached to the result, to the outcome. Chances are, di ba? We all have experienced it many times. Chances are, our plans never go 100% our way or the way we planned. It could be 90, it could be 80, and we just deal with it. We just go with it, di ba?
But how can someone calm down or calm the mind
Yeah.
when it spirals?
Rest. You need a break.
Breathe.
Walk away.
Okay.
Walk away from the task. Walk away from the person you're having a conversation with. But of course, if it's a person, ask permission. Diba? I need a break. Medyo napupuno ako ngayon. Can we talk about this later? Again, going back to saying no.
Say no.
Saying, tama na muna.
Say no is very important for your mental health, no?
Yeah, especially if you're saying no to what actually doesn't align with your values, let's say, or what actually doesn't align with, 'di ba? Your true desire for yourself. Yeah. A lot of people, they say yes. We'll say yes to our elders always. We've been taught that always. We can't say no to family. I have to go home this Sunday even if I'm so tired from the week and I have no sleep. Yeah. I still have to. Do you have to? Do you really have to? If they're your family, they would understand. So, nakatali tayo. Parati tayong nakatali.
Well, maybe because
Right?
siguro nakatali tayo. I mean, tama sa sinabi mo, nakatali tayo doon sa prinsipyo na we have to please other people. Kaya siguro, nahihirapan yung mga tao mag-say no.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, and saying no in that way is really saying yes to yourself.
Yeah.
And what you need today. What your body needs today. 'Di ba?
Hanggang sa nakakalimutan because hindi na sila nagsasay no, they forget or nakakalimutan nila, na-ignore nila na hindi na rin pala kaya
Yeah.
ang katawan nila.
Hence again, 'di ba? Disconnection from the self.
Yeah.
People like this are practicing disconnection from the self.
Okay.
That's their practice na.
Okay. Going
Diba?
back to you mentioned earlier anxiety because 2 days ago or kailan ba? 2 weeks ago, we invited a psychiatrist from St. Luke's Medical Center, Dr. Arcena. We talk about the state of mental health in the Philippines, and she mentioned that anxiety is one of the leading mental health problems that our people are facing today. So anxiety is not just a medical condition, but also a spiritual crisis for some people. So it is fascinating how both science and spirituality have explanations on anxiety. Now, how do science and spirituality intersect in understanding anxiety?
Yeah. Thank you for the question. There's some good scientific backing now that I would like to talk about the vagus nerve. Okay? So there's a main nerve running up from the brain stem, from the base of our brain, all the way down the spine, by the spinal cord. Okay? And this main nerve gives off branches to the heart, to the lungs, and to our digestive system. Okay? So if you think about it, these are our vital signs. Blood pressure, 'di ba? Breathing, circulation, and of course, 'di ba? Gut health. Why gut health? The gut has its own brain. What do I mean? When someone's brain dead in a hospital bed, their body's still alive. And their gut can still accumulate nutrients. Kaya may IV, di ba? So the gut can go on without the brain. It has its own brain, actually. Right? But the vagus nerve is there exactly because if we eat our anxiety, that's through the vagus nerve, that's what will signal to our brain that we're full. Even if what we're actually eating in our mind is the anxiety, is the project after, is the meeting after. That's what will register to our gut. And that's why our gut will not accumulate all the nutrients. Right? So what
Gut is it?
the gut.
The stomach?
Yeah. The
Ano
digestive,
Tagalog dito?
digestive system,
Okay.
di ba? So, for the heart and the lungs naman, when someone's anxious or when someone's feeling a panic attack or an anxiety attack coming on, in terms of the heart and the lungs, di ba? What do you think will happen to the heart when that happens?
Siyempre, pag magpa-panic attack ka,
Yeah.
parang, di ba, parang
Bibilis
maninikip
yan.
siya, mabibilis
Oo.
siya. So there's,
Right?
magkaka-heart attack ka.
Oh,
It
well,
could be.
it's getting there, di ba? It's
Yeah.
getting there. And it's because of the vagus nerve. It's the communication pathway from the brain to the heart. Our heart doesn't know that we're not even exercising, we're not even you know what I mean? But if our brain is in fight or flight, it's gonna send signals to the heart. Di ba? To make it that we're in that fight or flight response already. It's gonna also make our lungs breathe, gasp for air deeper. Yung mga magkaka-panic attack, minsan hindi sila nakakahinga, 'di ba? Or at least they feel like hindi sila nakakahinga. 'Di ba? So, it's because of the response.
So talaga nag-i-intersect siya.
Right? It's
no?
because of the response of those organs. And that's all connected into one brainstem, a vagus nerve into the brainstem. So the response there to recover is to use the body. Don't try to beat your thoughts with the mind. Use your lungs to breathe deeper so that you're going back the same pathway, but instead of from the brain to the lungs, it's from the lungs back to the brain. So you want to feel better or feel calmer in your mind, you start with the body. You're doing it in reverse. Diba? Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Right? That's what the breath work is for.
Very scientific.
It is, right? So but that's what I'm talking about. And
Yeah.
this is not how the monks I lived with
That's how they
talk about it. But this is what they do.
Yeah.
This is the essence of what they do. They just know that diba, science and spirituality are now intersecting at the same truths.
Yeah, that's how they complement each other,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And the spirituality
But
there
how-
is just being present.
But
You're more connected now. You're more aware, and you have that presence with the people you're sharing the moment with. Diba?
But where do
Yeah,
they
that,
they differ?
Where do they differ? Well, there's many scientific theories right now, that are actually in conjunct. Where they differ, I think that's a question really coming still from the modern context. Because they were divided, but now they're actually intersecting. But it doesn't mean that because they're intersecting, they're going to divide again after. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe they're intersecting now more than before because we're actually getting closer to the truths now. Humanity is actually getting closer
So,
to the truths now.
what do you mean?
What do I mean? I mean, this is the time of revelations. Ang dami nangyayari ngayon kasi ang daming lumalabas.
In terms of politika?
I'm talking about anything.
Or
Everything, yeah.
Wait. The disasters?
Yeah.
Typhoons?
Yeah. And of course, even Hollywood. Diba? The illusion is falling. The curtains are, diba? The curtains are being drawn. And this is also not just because ang dami nagsusumbong ngayon, pero I think it's not on the negative side, but also positively, our consciousness is rising now. People are becoming more aware necessarily. Right?
Feeling ko
People are
kasi,
becoming more aware slowly.
not just aware lang sila, no? Kundi siguro punong-puno na ang mga tao.
Exactly. That's
Puno
what
na
forces the transformation.
Sa frustration,
Yeah.
disappointments,
Yeah.
sa galit,
Yeah.
outrage. I think that's the main reason why people are very, very loud, noisy now, calling for this, calling out people in the government or in power. That's
Wow.
also
Yeah.
because
That's true.
everything is being fact checked by nature, right?
Yeah.
Well, like for example, a flood control project,
Oo nga, no?
di ba? Pina-fact check ng nature,
Nature is going with us. That's a good point.
right?
Kasi kung hindi man nagka-flood ngayon or hindi man nagka-bagyo,
Hindi binaha nga lang.
tama.
Kung hindi nasira yung mga bahay doon,
Nakikisabay din ang kalikasan.
kalikasan.
Diba?
So you think may
There's a purpose always.
Purpose.
Diba? And if you're a faithful person, whatever your faith is, whatever your religion is, if you're a faithful person, and what I mean by this is to believe that we are always on the path. We're always on our path. Even if it doesn't feel like it, even if it feels like we're going backwards. Diba?
Even if we feel that we are palubog na,
Yeah. Literally.
right?
Diba?
Palubog na tayo, feeling ko. But
there's a purpose.
this is our purpose. Maybe to learn, for us to grow, for us to understand that this is the right time to have a crackdown against the corrupt. This
Yeah.
is the right time to fight those
Yeah. And this is
abusers.
everyone now. You see what's happening in, diba, in Malaysia, Indonesia,
Nepal.
Nepal. Wow, Nepal. Decades.
Right.
Diba? Under oppression. Sabay-sabay pa.
Yeah.
Hindi naman sila nag-uusap-usap, diba?
Correct.
It's collective consciousness slowly emerging. And the consciousness of Mother Nature is no separate. We come from the earth and we go back to the earth. Whether or not we like, right?
Yeah.
And this is why Mother Earth is going with us.
Everything is connected.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to healing trauma and inner wounds, no? In Filipino culture, we grew up hearing tiisin mo na lang.
Ooh,
Like
that's a good one.
move on ka na lang, kalimutan
Pabayaan mo
mo
na
na yan, magdasal ka na lang, ganon. Kalimutan mo na yan, no? So, but many don't realize they're carrying these childhood wounds into adulthood.
Wow.
If there's no proper closure, proper resolution, right? Kung walang nagkaroon ng pagtamang address ng problema or solution. So how do unresolved emotional wounds show up in our adult behavior? And where does healing truly begin from a psychological and spiritual standpoint?
I love that. So, where does it really... What was the first question?
How do unresolved emotional wounds show up in our adult behavior? And where does healing truly begin from a psychological and spiritual standpoint?
Right. So I really believe that triggers, that's the first sign where our trauma shows up.
Triggers.
Our personal triggers.
Like,
Whether
can you give an example?
Maybe a toxic boss.
Oh.
Or or toxic relationship with your partner. So
Violent ka.
yeah, let's say
Because inaabuso ka nung bata ka.
maybe
Di ba
or
ganon?
or maybe your father was abusing your mother while you were
Yeah,
growing up.
correct.
You're a child. You have no rationality to be able to discern, yet you just absorb that unconsciously. You just absorb that. And, diba, that's a law of nature. Energy in, energy out.
I have to share this.
Diba?
I have a friend that nagkaroon siya ng trauma mag-asawa. I have a friend. na nagkaroon mag-trauma mag-asawa because nakita niya yung mother niya and father niya were fighting when he was a kid. Yung ganon.
Yeah.
So, dahil
For sure.
ayaw niyo maulit yun, ayaw niyo nang
Yeah.
mangyari sa kanya. So that trauma, nadala niya sa pagtanda
Yeah.
niya.
So, to answer your question, lumalabas yun sa ugali. Di ba? Lahat tayong may ugali, di ba? That's because lahat tayong may trauma. No one's excused. Lahat tayong may trauma, lahat tayong may ego.
So,
Right?
so even yung mga pamilya na tingin natin perfecto,
That's image. That's what you call image, and that's perpetuated by social media right now. Right? But when you're discerning and mindful, you don't just look at the image. You see the story behind it. You see what they want you to see. What the image, diba? The intention of making that image and posting it wants you to see. So that's the discerning mind, right? Not just being swayed by what you see, but using your mind sight and your intuition to really discern what's behind this message. What do they want me to believe? What do they want me to believe? How do they want me to react?
so ngayon, where does
Right?
healing truly begin?
I think healing first begins with admitting to ourselves,
Confession?
that we want and that we need help. Healing truly begins with honesty.
Good.
With honesty.
Being true to yourself.
Yeah. Right? And of course, the second step is really asking for help. Because for me, and based on my experience, you cannot heal alone. You cannot heal by isolating yourself in your bedroom and not talking to anyone.
Nice.
You can't.
So dapat lumabas ka.
Lumabas. Express it. Express your problem.
Lumabas ka, makipag-usap ka.
Yeah, find a friend.
Find a friend.
Yeah.
Find a professional.
Find a mentor, yeah.
Or psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Or a coach like you.
So we heal together, always. Healing also, let's say, if it's a trauma in your family growing up, healing is then about not just yourself as the kid, but it's healing with the family. Because your pattern was passed down. It wasn't made up. Di siya, di ba?
Yeah.
Your patterns, your paradigms, even your triggers, pinasa siya. Hindi siya nilikha. Hindi mo nilikha yan, di ba? Pinasa lang sa'yo. May choice ka pa rin kung tatanggapin mo, kung gagamitin mo, ipapasa mo sa anak mo.
Yung trauma.
Di ba? That's, everyone has
Yung mga
that journey.
wounds.
Di ba? Yeah.
Yung mga generational wounds.
Yeah, exactly.
But what if it's a generational curse? That's different.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And I believe that healing really begins when we start to do it differently. What do I mean by that? When we're triggered, we have this emotional response, and because we have this emotion, it makes us act out in a certain way. Diba? Nagwawala ako. Magwawala ka, or, diba? Magsusumbong ka, or, diba? When we're triggered, you'll see it. You'll see the actual, yung ugali ng tao. So, upon this, you can really choose to take a step back, watch yourself in a third person perspective. How many people practice watching themselves from a third person perspective, objectively? Diba? Just to see that, and to remember that I'm not just this body, I'm not just this personality, I'm not just these emotions. At the core of it, I like to remind my clients, you are the decision maker. So even if you feel bad today, true freedom lies in still doing good even if you feel like shit. True freedom lies in still looking out for others even if you're at your lowest. Because there are others who are lower than you, chances are. We just don't see it that way because we're only thinking of ourselves. Always thinking of ourselves. And when you get outside of that space, that's what I meant about healing together in community. When I feel low, I do community work, I do volunteer work. And then that makes me realize
I mean, it helps.
how small my problems were. How small my problems are actually.
Oh.
Nalunod lang kasi ako sa sarili kong problema. Nakalimutan ko na
May mas malaking problema.
Oo, may ibang nangangailangan eh.
Correct.
And when I actually go out there and help, right, may karanasan ako, makikita ko talaga na di pala ganun kasama yung problema ko. Di ba? It's anxiety eh. It's overblown your problems.
You're overthinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's so if you want to do something if you want to achieve something you've never done, you have to be willing to do something that you haven't done.
Okay.
So you can choose not to react, even if you're boiling inside. Right? That's what I meant. Work backwards. Start with the action, even if it feels weird. You have imposter syndrome. This is not me. You're gonna thank yourself for not reacting anyway. Di ba?
Okay. Another question. Social media is shaping how people view themselves. Yun yung sinabi mo
yes.
kanina, no? Na,
Identity.
yeah, identity. Comparison culture is real. Many feel not enough or lost, no? So how can someone rebuild self-worth after setbacks, failures, or heartbreak? And what practices help someone reconnect with their core identity? Diyan ulit papasok yung mindfulness.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We're going back to the beginning of our conversation. So it's really about self-care, self-love. In a word,
Rebuild
to answer,
self-worth.
yeah. And in a word, to answer your question, joy. What makes you as an individual person happy today, now? It can be just cooking yourself your favorite meal, or going out to the movies alone, or playing music, making a painting. It's not just about artistic expression, but creativity, creation. We don't just make, but in the image of the creator diba, from which we are made, we're also creators. Oddly enough, that's why they call them content creators in social media or influencers. But if you look at it, right, kung tutusin, lahat tayo influencer. All of us have influence.
Yes.
All of us can influence others.
In the age of social media.
So you don't need 10,000 followers to be an influencer.
Yes.
You need to have a body, a voice, an opinion.
A content.
Yeah. Right?
Okay.
Everyone has that. So we forget that all of us are influencers. So how do you want to influence? That's up to you. That's your autonomy, right? That's your freedom.
So that can rebuild your self-worth.
Yeah. But of course, we start with self-care. Like you said, you're coming from a breakup. You're coming from, I don't know, getting fired from your job. Switching
failures.
careers. Yeah, failures.
Setbacks.
Rock bottom. You pick yourself up. You feed yourself.
Yeah.
You clean yourself. Wash yourself. So, going back to the body.
Reconnect with your core identity.
Yes. Your core identity. Which is just you, your body.
Yeah.
Right? Me, here and now.
Yeah.
And we forget that. Because we're looking outwards. We're looking forward.
So ano yung steps
Just like,
to reconnect with your core identity? It's like mindfulness, di ba?
yeah.
So paano ka magiging mindful? Can you give me at least step by step para maging mindful ka to your core identity?
Well, it's really about taking time out, meaning solitude. With the advent also of globalization now, it's so easy to be connected with someone right across the world. But so hard, ironically, to go back home to yourself every day. But that's what people used to do in the old days.
Yeah.
Right? So, solitude. Learning again how to be alone and loving it. Loving it. That's why I started with joy. What brings you joy? You, ha? Not your family, not you and your wife, not
Yourself.
you, just you. It's not wrong to be selfish. If anything, that's what people need to do now.
It's not wrong to be selfish. But parang yung tinuturo
Up
sa
to a
school.
certain point, right?
Yung tinuturo
Yeah.
sa atin, wag maging selfish.
Yeah, it's not wrong to be selfish. Of course, given the context, let's say, like what I said earlier about helping others. Sometimes we can only truly help others pag puno na tayo eh. If not, you have no space for
Prioritize
others.
yourself.
Yeah. If you try to be there for someone else and you're at 50%, and this person is like dumping everything on you kasi puno na sila, you don't have that space for them. And you won't truly help them. Right? So that's me as a coach, really. People always ask me, paano mo kinakaya yung mga problema ng ibang tao? Di ba sobrang bigat yan lalo na pag yung mga namamatayan or inaabusan ng boyfriend or, yeah, I'm used to that. It's just like watching Netflix. What do I mean?
Paano mo nga naman?
Coaching, I like to reinforce or reframe coaching. Coaching is not about giving advice. You want advice, go to your parents, go to your peers. Coaching is a mirror. What I do first is listen. Because that's how to help your client unload. People listen, especially people in our lives, most listen with judgment already because they have this conception of us. They know us, or at least they think they do, right?
Then,
But
after...
with a stranger who doesn't know you, has no conception or judgment of you, it's easier actually to listen, right? And I have this spiritual shield. I have this shield that even if I'm able to listen and to help people,
to protect you.
in that emotional space, I don't absorb it.
Yeah, yun nga. To
I
protect
transform it into compassion, into kindness,
Solidarity.
into just listening with compassion. You can listen, but all the judgment is on your face. Right?
Okay. Doon naman tayo sa...
So listening with compassion. That's a skill. Listening without judging. Even if you don't agree with what they're saying. How can you listen to help the other person unload?
Okay.
Right?
Coach, may mga kasabihan na
That's a
you have to protect your inner peace. Di ba magsasabi sila, protect your inner peace. And it's traditionally, Filipinos tend to avoid conflict naman talaga, no? We fear hurting others, especially sa work. Ayaw natin masaktan. Ayaw, kasi emotional yung mga empleyado.
Nahihiya ako eh.
Diba?
Diba? Nahihiya
Or
ako eh.
we sacrifice our own well-being for harmony sa group, sa school. Diba? O sa work nga lang. No? Ayaw nating pagalitan si ganito kasi baka magtampo to sa akin. Diba? Yung ganun ba? Kahit na maling-mali naman. Because we are trying to avoid conflict nga. So,
Right. And put others first.
yes. Sabi naman nila, to protect your inner peace, wag mo nang gawin yun. So, how do you set healthy boundaries without guilt? So, and how can mindfulness help during conflicts or emotionally charged moments?
Okay. I want to go to language now. Because our language, how we've been taught to speak and communicate is what is actually limiting. Okay? What do I mean by this? Let's say, first word, should. Should. I should do this eh. You should. Ikaw kasi, you should do this eh. You shouldn't have done that. Shoulds. Shoulds are someone else's opinion about what you need to do. Shoulds are, diba, your parents' advice based on their experience growing up, not based on yours. We're always coming from different paradigms, and shoulds will keep us from true volition, true willpower. It's not about what should I do. Isn't that so common now when asking for advice? What should I do? Ano ba dapat gawin ko? What should I do? I always answer with, what do you want to do? You're asking the wrong question. What do you really want to do? With all the modern, the choices now, the abundance of choices in modernity, right? Our true desire is so buried in conditioning. Ano ba talaga gusto mo? Yun yung sinasabi ko. And the only way you can do that is to take time off and really strip layers of conditioning to go back to your true desire. To what you really want. Ano ba talaga gusto mo? Hindi yung gusto ng nanay mo, yung girlfriend mo, yung asawa mo, yung...
Coach, what if you have multiple desires? Like for example, ako lang let's set an example. Kunwari ako, gusto ko maging ganito ako. Gusto ko maging ganito sa career. Gusto ko maging ganito. Gusto ko mga ganito. So paano yan? I know that I cannot do everything.
Yeah.
But I want to achieve all of this.
Exactly.
Desires. Diba?
The fact that you said, you know you can't do all of those. So don't pick all 10. Pick 3. Pick 3 to work on for the next quarter, let's say. Put a handle on it. Don't tackle all 10 in the next 3 months or before the year ends. Pick 3. Diba? It's about being realistic.
Yeah.
It's about being realistic and of course being humble. Know your limits.
Understand yourself.
Right? And choose and focus.
Okay.
You can choose 3, but if diba? If your focus is scattered, you'll end up choosing none of them with your actions.
Okay.
Right? So you need to sacrifice. We can't have everything we want. Right? So it's really being wise about making your own decisions.
Punta tayo sa theology. Dahil gusto mo to eh. Alam ko gusto mo
Gusto ko
to.
ba?
Sabi mo, theology. What does it really mean to be human? Emotionally, spiritually, and psychologically. How does this understanding help people live fuller lives? That's theology of humanity.
What does it mean to be human? Well, I think it's in the question already. It's about making meaning.
Making meaning.
Yeah. Every person...
Meaningful
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. Let's say, this place means differently to you than it does to me, right? And it means differently to me than it does to you also. So, we can make meaning even out of tragic events. This is going back to what I said earlier about human autonomy. Even when you're feeling bad, true freedom lies in still doing good. So, it's because even from that bad experience, you're able to, let's say, take a lesson out of it. You're able to reframe it. Diba? Look on the positive side, silver lining. It's about making meaning. And it's about being creative. Like what I said earlier, we need to also realize that we are masters of our own conscious reality. So whatever happens to me, I can always choose how to react to it.
Okay.
No matter what happens to me, I can always choose. Even if it doesn't feel like it, I have no choice
Yeah.
because I'm so reactive. Well, maybe that's why I'm limiting myself because I'm calling myself so reactive,
Yeah.
right? So we always have the choice to act differently because we have that rationale to discern what will give me the best result out of this situation, what kind of action will give me the best result. And
May meaning.
if I may add, yeah, we can do that only when we're calm. Diba? Kaya wag muna magdesisyon pag stress, galit, pikon.
Nabanggit mo
Diba?
kasi kanina yung meaning eh.
Yeah.
Find the meaning. Ako naman, gusto ko malaman, paano mo malaman yung purpose ng... How do you find your purpose?
I love that. Okay. What I say about purpose, yung purpose, hindi natin yan iniimbento eh. Yung purpose natin. Yung purpose natin, ano yun, tinutuklas natin. We
explore.
Yeah, exactly. We find what others need of us that we can give with our own natural skills. That's purpose. Purpose goes then beyond just what I want. Purpose is about community. That's what I meant about healing, growing together. Healing is always together. So purpose brings us outside and really releases that excessive self-concern.
Yeah.
Too concerned with the self.
Not about yourself, actually.
Yeah, so it's ironic that, diba, to answer your question about being lost, not being connected with myself, ironically, it's actually going outside of yourself.
Knowing your
Diba?
purpose means knowing your purpose or finding your purpose, meaning hindi dapat sarili mo yung tinitingnan mo.
Yeah.
It's thinking about your impact
Yes.
to others.
Yes. And what kind of
That's
impact?
my understanding about purpose.
Yeah. And what kind of impact do people need from you?
Yeah.
What kind of impact, let's say you, with your background and the current political, diba, sphere now, and what's happening in, not just in the Philippines, but in the world. Diba? What now more than ever do people need from you and your skills? Brother, that's why we're here. That's why we're here. Right? Talking about the truth.
Communicating
Communicating with various, diba, professionals
values,
from different, yeah.
communicating stories,
Yeah.
messages.
Right. Even if we're not always gonna be in agreement with everything,
Yeah.
we have the free speech and we need to communicate to keep the country alive, to keep the nation alive. The country, the nation is not just physical.
Yeah.
Every conversation between every Filipino here,
We have
the
to
country is coming alive.
We have to agree
Right.
to agree to disagree. That free speech is a very important foundation of our democracy,
Yeah.
right? And we have to agree that when you say freedom of expression, it doesn't mean that that everything or everyone is aligned with one principle or one value,
Yeah.
or one message, one political alignment.
Yeah.
Hindi pwedeng ganon. No, you have to respect the differences, the diversity of
Yes.
our opinions. Ganon dapat.
Yes. That's why we have discourse like this. Because we want to know what's going on in each other's lives. We want to know also how we can help. That's purpose again, di ba?
That's also
How we can
purpose.
help others and how in turn they'll also help us rin eh. It goes both ways,
Leading the
right?
people is also a purpose.
Yeah.
You know, showing the best leadership, the paano ba tawag dito? Yung maayos, matino na compassionate na leadership is also a purpose, you know?
Yes.
Hindi pwedeng ang purpose ay pagsi-cellphone lang o dadaanin mo lang sa social media. For me, I think
Yeah.
that is not a purpose.
Exactly. And that that's not self-leadership.
Yeah.
So how are you gonna lead others
Yeah.
if your habits are like that?
Yeah.
Di ba? If you can't lead your own personality or your own, di ba?
Right.
Beliefs or paradigms, we lead it with our actions eh. Because our actions will also drive the result that that we will have for our lives, for our country, for our family. Right?
Yeah.
So it's about alignment of intention, emotion, and action.
Correct.
Are those always aligned? Not always. That's
We
why
are-
people are in disarray.
No, we are not aligned in terms of principio, in terms of
Oh,
opinions.
yeah.
No?
I meant like with yourself.
Yeah.
Your intention, your emotion, and then how you act.
Yeah.
It always has to be with yourself first, diba? Otherwise, you're not gonna bring alignment with when you work with other people also, eh.
Correct.
Diba? Then the world won't be aligned.
Correct.
Right?
If someone is listening today, or if someone listening today wants to start improving their inner life,
I love that. Inner life. Yeah.
it can be overwhelming to choose where to begin. No? So, ngayon, what are the simple daily rituals? What are the simple daily rituals, no equipment, no apps, that people can start today to become more mindful, more grounded, and emotionally healthy?
Okay. Daily rituals. So from that, I will suggest morning
Meditation.
routines. Or any routines, morning routines.
Like,
First, right, waking up. The act of waking up. Most people, they'll hurry. Paggising pa lang, babangon na kagad.
nagmamadali.
The first action you make in the morning, if it's done in a hurry, chances are the rest of the day, you will carry that energy.
Oh.
So wake up slow, stretch while you're on your bed pa. Stretch. You can already stretch, and if I may add, the best stretches you can do on your bed with yourself. Actually. And I teach that also in my coaching. It's more about the body, ironically, for in my discoveries now. Meditation, mindfulness it's more about the body. It's about working with your body more than your mind actually. The mind will just follow backwards, 'di ba? Another thing is drinking water.
Oh, really?
When
Drinking
you-
water can help?
Like I said, when you drink water in the morning, just drink your water. Don't drink your social media feed. Use two hands. Use two hands and look at your water while you're drinking. This is the first contact of nourishment in the day. And if you don't do it in a way that you're free and not chained by your commitments,
Yeah.
you will never be nourished by the water. Yeah. You will never be nourished by the
You
water.
will not be emotionally
Yeah.
healthy the whole day.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Last thing is, movement, stretching.
How about prayers?
Of course, the way you pray, I would argue it's really the way you talk to yourself also. It's one and the same.
Yeah.
So, self-talk. You go to the mirror in the morning and you tell yourself how ugly you are. Ang pangit-pangit ko kasi. Ang pangit ko. I have to put makeup. I look like shit talaga. maybe it's the lifestyle. That's why. So, it's self-talk. What's your self-talk in the morning? Oh no, I have to do this na. I have to. Again, should, have to. Diba? Limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
Limiting freedoms. What you have to do now is wake up intentionally. What you have to do now is get out of your dreams, go back to your body intentionally. What you have to do now is rehydrate yourself,
Okay.
mind and body. Right?
Last-
So how do you start your day? Usually that will set the tone. And a lot of people go for their phones first thing in the morning. just like
Yes.
that. That's a habit.
I'm guilty. Joking.
Yeah, no. Of course, me too.
Yeah.
Especially weekends, sometimes I lay off and then I realize, grabe, 2 oras na pala, nasa phone na ako. It's a practice and it's really again, going back to the self-talk, diba, JV? How we judge ourselves when we catch ourselves not being mindful. Do you judge yourself, punish yourself, or do you give yourself compassion and understanding? And try again. Try again.
Okay, last question. Ang haba na pala na pag-uusap natin. We always want our episodes kasi to feel like something listeners can apply immediately. No? So if you could give only 3 practical steps our audience can do right after this episode to improve their inner life, what would they be?
Well, if you're watching this in the day, number 1, go have your dinner by yourself. Without your phone, without the TV, just try it. If you're with someone, even better. Have the dinner with that person and nothing else. No one else.
Okay.
Number 2, if you're living with someone or you've been wanting to reconnect with a family member for a while, just go to them and appreciate something about them openly. Let's say, for an example, diba? JV, I know we haven't seen each other in a while, but I appreciate you. This is real. I appreciate you engaging me for this podcast because it also furthers my confidence in these low times and also my mission, to reinforce my mission that I've chosen for myself. So, I didn't only just thank you, but I also acknowledge what's the impact on me. So, you can do that with a loved one today and any day. People forget to appreciate others. This is why we displace our value externally. We forget to appreciate others every day. Right?
Start with saying thank you.
Yeah, thank you for something, right? And the impact, you need to always bring it back to yourself. What's the impact they have on you or what they did has on you, right? So they know also that they've made a change in your life. People need to remember that we're influencers, diba? We're all influencers.
Yeah.
Let's remember that by acknowledging each other and appreciating. And the last one, think of 3 things. Even if the list goes longer, please do. Think of 3 things you're grateful for today and write it down. 3 things, people, events, anything from your
Career.
the snack you made to advancement. Today, I did one thing for my career today. Today was Sunday, but I went out and spoke with my friend on his podcast today. I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
Gratitude. The attitude of gratitude is the highest yoga.
Wow.
Yoga means union, and we are all one. Again, the attitude of gratitude is the highest yoga.
Nice, huh? Nice line. Nice quote. Okay, yun, ah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Enzo. Thank you for sharing. Ang dami ko natutunan, ha? Ang daming insights, ang daming thoughts about life, mindfulness. No, it's very helpful. This conversation is very helpful, no? Because it will not only improve our daily lives, but also yung emotional and spiritual health matutulungan din, no? Thank you so much, Enzo.
Thank you.
Thank you for the time. This has been the R.Y.T Show on record. Again, see you again next week. Ito po ang Totoong Kwento.